Hey, what's up, and welcome back to another build tutorial, where today I'm going to show you how to build your own Gucci store in Minecraft. The perfect place to go to grab some top-notch clothing. And as always, before I start this tutorial, I'd really appreciate a little smash on that like button, as it does help me out, and I'd highly appreciate that. But yeah, with all that said, let's start building. Here are all the materials that you will need for this build. And the plot of land you will need is 35 by 25 blocks. First up, I'm going to grab myself some smooth quartz to begin with. And if I just go to the front left corner over here, just on this block, I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smooth quartz going up like that. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side, just there. Going up by 6, and then going to the left hand side here, I'm just going to extend this whole pillar all the way across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 blocks, just like that, just so we reach this back corner here. So just extending this pillar going all the way to the back. And that'll leave you with a wall that looks like this. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So just extending this bottom point across to the back corner here. Just like so. And then just extending the rest of the wall going across here. So by the end, you should have 2 nice large walls like so. Next up, I'm then going to grab myself some grey concrete. And then just from this point here on the left, I'm just going to go back 1 block. And then going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. On that block, I'm going to place 1 bit of grey concrete. So we should have a gap of 5 just there. And then I'm just going to extend this point up by another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks like so. Which will give us a pillar of 6. Then we're just going to mirror that on the other side here. So from this point, going back and then counting across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And on that block, placing 6 grey concrete going up. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself a white stained glass pane here. And then just from this point, I'm going to place 5 going across. And I'm just going to extend this going all the way up, just until it aligns all of our other walls here. So it should be 6 blocks high, just like so. And then doing the same thing on the other side. So this is going to create 2 nice large windows here for the front. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And then going to the left hand side next to this pillar, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glass panes just going out there, and then mirroring this on the other side. So again, from this point, placing 6 going along like so. And then going back to the left, I'm then going to place 3 just going up like that. Doing the same thing on the other side. And then that'll be followed by 2 just going to the right and 2 going to the left. Just like so. So if you've done this correctly, you should end up with this kind of shape just there. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself a diorite wall. I'm just going to place 1 on the ends here. And then moving back to the white stained glass pane. On the left hand side, just starting from this wall, just going to build up this little bit here. Just like so. And then doing the same thing on the other side. As you see, we have just made all of this area 1 block higher. And then going back to the left, just from the grey pillar here, I'm just going to place some more glass on this next layer. Just like so. And then doing the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just going to keep building both sides up just until it's level with everything else. Just Starting on this side, let's place 3. And then let's just build this up. Just like so here. And then again, repeating this on the other side, placing 3 going up. And this will leave you with some nice large front windows for the store here. And the next, if we just move to the back. So for the back wall, you're going to need some grey concrete, and you're also going to need some cyan terracotta as well. For the back wall, this is going to have a nice little stripy pattern on it. So just from this point here, I'm firstly going to place 6 grey concrete going up, and then I'm going to switch to cyan, placing another 6, and going back to the grey, placing 6 up, back to the cyan, placing 6, and as you see, that will create a nice stripy pattern. So I'm just going to repeat that going all the way across until I reach the other side there. So I'm just going to keep alternating between these colours. So by the end, you should end up with a nice stripy wall just at the back here. And as you see, that will give us a nice cool wallpaper effect for the interior when we decorate it later. So next up, I'm going to be showing you how to get all the flooring put in. First up, I'm just going to grab myself some stripped birch logs, just like so. And then firstly, from this point, I'm just going to dig out all of this land going underneath, just at the front here. So digging this whole strip. Like so, and then I'm just going to fill this whole strip in with these stripped birch logs, which are going to be going across just like so. So just filling that in until I get to the other side. And the next, I'm also going to dig out 3 blocks going up on the left, and then 3 on the right, and then just another row just like so. And then sticking with the birch logs, I'm just going to fill this area up with all the logs, just making sure that they are going across just like so. Because as you see, when we put these logs together, they're going to form a nice little kind of like stripy plank pattern, if you get what I mean here. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself a quartz block, and then I'm also going to grab myself some polished diorite as well. So firstly, with the quartz, I'm just going to place it in a checkered pattern, just like so, just in this little gap. And then I'm just going to fill the other bits in with this polished diorite here, which will give us a nice little stone pattern floor for the entrance here. Next up, I'm then going to grab myself some glowstone. And the reason why I need this is so I can add some extra light into the building by putting some in the floor. But this is all going to be covered up with carpet, so you're not going to see it. So with this glowstone firstly, so just from this point, I'm going to go across one and then place one bit of glowstone like so. And then I'm going to go across by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And up by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then across by another 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then adding 4 just in the gap there. As you see, that'll give you a nice little rectangle of glowstone there. And then I'm just going to leave a gap of 2, and then I'm just going to place another row of 7 going across. And the next, I'm going to leave a gap of 2, and then I'm going to place a row of 7 going across. And then I'm just going to place 5 glowstone going up on each side. And then just filling in this gap with another 5 glowstone. And then I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So just from this point, I'm going to go across one. I'm going to place 1 bit of glowstone. And then extending this by another 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then going across by another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then filling in this gap with 4, just like so. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 2. And then I'm going to place 7 blocks going along like that. And then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the left. And then also adding 5 on the right. And then filling in this gap with another 5, just like so. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself some red wool and also some red concrete. And as you see, just inside all of these different rectangles, I'm just going to add a nice little red checkered patterning, because these are going to be where the rugs are going to go in the store. I'm just going to show you on this one as an example. So with the red concrete, I'm just going to place this in a checkered layout, just like that. And then in the gaps, filling these gaps in with some red wool, just like so. And that'll give you a nice little pattern like that. So I'm just going to repeat this in these other 3 rectangles here. So starting with red concrete from this corner, and then just placing it in a checkered way, and then filling in the gaps. That'll leave you with 4 nice little rug designs that we're going to use later as we add all of the decoration and stuff. And then just sticking with this glowstone, I'm going to add a few extra bits of light. So if we just go to the left hand side, just from this point, I'm just going to go across 2, place 1 glowstone, and then I'm going to place another 4 just below it. And then just going all the way to the back wall here. From this point, I'm going to count across 1, 2. Then I'm going to place another bit of glowstone. And then I'm going to place another 7. Just like so. And then just mirroring that on the other side. So from this point, going across 2. Placing some glowstone. And then placing another 4 underneath it. And then going to this corner, counting across 1, 2. And then placing 1 bit of glowstone there. And then placing another 7 next to it. Just like so here. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself some more of these stripped birch logs. And then just where any of this grass area is inside, I'm just going to replace all of this area with all of these logs. And I'm just going to replace these just so they're going along. Just so they're going across, just like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to destroy all of this grass first, as I think it will just make it easier when placing all of the logs. So I'm just going to dig out all of this grass, just like so here. And then with the stripped birch logs, just filling all of this area up. All of these logs here, just making sure that they are going across just like so here, because as you see, that'll give us a nice kind of wooden plank effect. So by the end, you should end up with some nice wooden flooring just like this. So next up, I'm just going to add some of the walls for the interior of the store here. So for that, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some grey concrete. And then from this point, I'm going to count across 1, 2 blocks, placing a bit of grey concrete and building that going up to the top. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 5, and I'm going to place another pillar of grey concrete going up like so. And then I'm also going to place a pillar just in the middle here. And then sticking with the concrete, on the left hand side, I'm going to leave a gap of 2 and placing another pillar of grey concrete going up. And then doing the same thing on the other side. So gap of 2, place some grey concrete going up like so. And then going back to the left hand side, from this point, I'm going to place 5 grey concrete going across like that. And then I'm just going to build this up so it's level with the pillar to give us a nice large wall. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So placing another 5 going across and then building that up all the way to the top. And then just going to the front bit here, I'm just going to place 1 bit of grey concrete on each side. And then I'm just going to build each point going all the way up to the top. And then from this point, I'm going to place 2 bits of grey concrete going down, and then extending that across. That gives us a nice little entrance door here. And then I'm just going to do a similar thing on the left hand side, so placing 2 blocks, and then just extending that across. And then just doing that on the other side as well. So this large doorway is going to be for a little storage warehouse bit, just where all of kind of like the clothes are stored. And then these 2 little doors are going to be for some fitting rooms. So the next, I'm then going to grab myself some smooth quartz. And then just from this point here, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks going across. And I'm just going to extend this up to the top. And then going back to the grey concrete, I'm going to place 5 going across at the front here. And then I'm just going to extend this going all the way up to the top, like so here. And as you see, that will divide the rooms up quite nicely there. And the next, for the fitting room doors, I'm going to grab myself a deep slate tile wall here. I'm just going to place 4 just on the right hand side of the right hand side there, and then placing some on the left hand side of the left hand side just there. That'll give us some nice changing room doors. And then for this door here, I'm then going to grab myself some more white stained glass panes. I'm going to place 1 on the left hand side, and then I'm also going to grab myself a dry white wall, placing 1 on top of the pane there, and then adding another 2 glass panes like so. Next up, I'm then going to grab myself some smooth stone, and just where this white border is, I'm just going to replace all of this with the smooth stone here, just like so. And then I'm just going to replace this bit of the front where the grass is showing. I'm just going to replace all of that with the stone as well. And then I'm also going to do the same thing at the back. So just replacing all of the grass here, just to neaten things off. Next up, I'm now going to show you how to build the roof. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some more smooth quartz, just like so. And then from this point, I'm going to place 1 bit of quartz, like so. And I'm just going to build this going all the way across, just until I reach the other side of the building, just here. And then going to the left, from this point, just placing another row of smooth quartz, just until I reach the back. And then I'm just going to mirror that on the other side as well. And then just go into the back. From this point, I'm going to place another strip of smooth quartz going all the way across, just until I reach the other side, like so. And the next, going to the front here. From this point, I'm just going to place another row of smooth quartz. And then I'm just going to do the same thing at the back here, just thickening this other little section. Just like so. And then on the left hand side here, I'm just going to thicken this as well, just by 1 block. And then again doing the same thing on the other side. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself some glowstone, and I'm also going to grab myself some white carpet as well here. So firstly, before I use these, just going back to the smooth quartz, I'm just going to thicken the back by another bit. And then thicken in the front. So as you see, this little front bit and the back bit should be thicker than the sides. And then going to the left hand side, I'm then going to place 2 smooth quartz like so. And then extending this across so I reach the back, just like so. And then doing the same thing on the other side. So placing 2 smooth quartz blocks and then extending them all the way to the back. And next up, moving to the glowstone, just go into this back left corner just here and place one bit of glowstone like so. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 7, and then I'm going to place another bit of glowstone. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 7, place another bit of glowstone, gap of 7, place another bit of glowstone, just like so. And then going back to the smooth quartz blocks, I'm just going to place 3 of these in front of each bit of glowstone, just like so. And then I'm going to place another bit of glowstone in front. And then I'm going to place another 3 smooth quartz in front of each bit of glowstone here. And then adding another bit of glowstone, just like so. And then repeating this again, just adding 3 quartz on each glowstone. And then adding 1 glowstone in front of each bit, as just like so. But then this time, going to the left hand side, and then going to place 3 smooth quartz and then 1 bit of glowstone like that. And then we're not going to extend these middle bits, but then we are going to extend this right hand side, just like so. And then next up, I'm just going to fill in the rest of the roof with all of this smooth quartz here. As you see, that will leave you with a nice roof like this. And then, just to hide the glowstone, on top of each bit, I'm just going to add some white carpet. Just like so. And the next up, just to neaten off the lighting inside, I'm going to grab myself an iron trapdoor. I'm just going to place 1 trapdoor underneath each block of glowstone here, which will give us some nice modern lighting. Next up, for the Gucci store sign. So for this, firstly, I've just got myself some light grey concrete here, and then just from this point here, I'm going to place 5 going along like so. And then I'm just going to extend this down by another row. And then to spell the word Gucci, I'm just going to create some banners. So you're going to need 5 light grey banners, 6 light grey dye, and 14 white dye for this. And you're also going to need a loom. So for the G, let's firstly place in our white dye. I'm just going to firstly add 1 white stripe like that. Then if we go in with the grey dye, I'm then going to add, I'm just going to choose this half pattern like so. And then back in with the white dye, 1 white stripe on the bottom, 1 stripe on the left, 1 stripe on the top, and to neaten it off, a grey border going around. That'll give us the G. And the next for the U, grey banner in with the white dye, 1 white stripe on the left, stripe on the right, and then a stripe on the bottom, and to finish it off, a border going all the way around here, just like so. And then banner in, and then in with the white dye, I'm going to choose this left white stripe here, followed by a top white stripe and a bottom white stripe. And then to finish the banner off, again adding a nice grey border going around. And then I'm just going to duplicate this one more time. So just doing the exact same design. And then for the eye, light grey banner in, the white dye, just going to do 1 strip going down like that, and then deleting it off, border going around. And then let's just place all of these banners here, and that will complete our sign here. And then just to make this sign a little bit more fancy, I'm going to light it up just from behind. So to light it up, I'm just going to be using some lanterns. I'm just going to place 1, 2 lanterns, just like so. And that will make the sign look very nice at night time. And the next up, for this extra bit of decoration, I am going to grab myself a birch fence and some spruce leaves, just some nice little plants outside. So from this point, I'm going to place 1 birch fence there. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 5, placing another fence. And then on top of each fence, I'm just going to add 2 spruce leaves, like so here. And that'll just polish off the entrance a little bit more. So with all of the exterior done, we can now move on to decorating the inside. So first up, let's just neaten up all of these rugs here. So for that, I'm just going to grab myself some grey carpet. I'm just going to place this carpet on top of the bits of glowstone that we placed around these checkered patterns here. As you see, that'll give us 4 nice rugs here. And next up, for some clothing displays, I'm going to grab myself some light grey concrete to begin with. And then just either side of these strips of glowstone, I'm going to place 1 bit of light grey concrete. Oh, that's annoying. Let's quickly fix that. And then I'm just going to extend each of these points up by another 2 blocks. And then I'm just going to join the top points together. Just like so. And next, I'm then going to grab myself some armor stands. And then I'm just going to place 5 just on the left there. And then just going to the back here, placing another 8, just going along. Just like so. So I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So going back to the light grey concrete, placing 1 just on each end of the glowstone. And then I'm just going to extend each point up by another 2 blocks. And then I'm just going to join the top points together. And then with the armor stands, first you're going to place 5 going along just like that. And then from this point, placing 5 going along in this direction as well. And as you see, that will create all of the different areas for all of the different clothes displays, which will fill up later on. And for a little bit of extra decoration, I'm just going to grab some flower pots and also some ferns. And I'm just going to place 2 flower pots here to begin with. I'm going to add fern inside. I'm also going to place 2 at the back here as well. Just going to mirror that on the other side. Just like so. Add a nice extra bit of decoration here. And next up, for a little bit of seating, I'm going to grab myself some yellow and green wool. And I'm also going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab. And starting on the left hand side here, for this first area, I'm just going to, with this yellow wool, place it in a U shape like so. And then going up, with this green wool, I'm going to place this in an N shape, just like that. And then in these gaps, I'm going to add 1 quartz slab, just like so. And that'll give us 2 nice little sofas. And then going to the other side, with the green wool, I'm going to place a U shape in the middle here, with a slab in the middle, and then N shape at the top with the yellow, and then a slab in the middle there as well. And that'll just give us some nice seating in the store. Next up, I'm going to add some extra shelves. So for this, I'm just going to be using some light grey concrete. So first up, going to the left hand side here, I'm going to leave a gap of 2, and then I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light grey concrete going across. Then leaving a gap of 1 and placing another 6 going across. And I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So leaving a gap of 2 and then placing 6 light grey concrete just going along. And leaving a gap and then placing another 6. And then for some extra shelves, from this point I'm going to place 4 going along like that. And then doing the same thing on the other side as well. I'm also going to be using this concrete to create some bases for some mannequin displays for the shop windows here. Firstly, just go into this first window here. From the middle point, I'm going to go across 1, 2, 3, placing light grey concrete, and going back to the middle, 1, 2, 3, placing another bit of light grey concrete like so. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Just like so. And then I'm going to grab myself another armor stand. I'm just going to place one on top of each bit of concrete. Just like so. And next up, let's decorate all the fitting rooms. So firstly, I'm just going to grab myself a birch sign. And just there, I'm just going to label this first one fitting room like so. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So we'll label this as a fitting room as well. And then for inside each fitting room, firstly, I'm just going to grab myself a smooth stone slab. I'm just going to place 1, 2 slabs just like so. And I'm also going to grab myself a tripwire hook. I'm just going to place 2 of these above like that. And then for an extra bit of lighting, I'm going to grab myself a lantern. I'm just going to place 1 in the corner there. That'll complete the first fitting room. Then if we just go to the other side here, do the same thing. So let's add 2 smooth stone slabs. Let's leave a gap of 2. Let's add 2 tripwire hooks. And then a lantern in the corner there. Next up, for the front desk, I'm going to grab myself some more light grey concrete. And then, just from this point here, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just going across like that. And then, I'm going to grab some polished black stone pressure plates. I'm just going to place 1 on each end, just like so. And then behind each pressure plate, I'm going to get an iron trap door. I'm just going to place 1 behind each pressure plate like so. And then if I grab myself a lever, I'm just going to place 1 underneath each trapdoor, and flick them to flip these doors up. And then I'm going to grab myself a painting, any one will do, and I'm just going to place 1 in front of each trapdoor. As you see, that'll give us some nice laptops for the front desk, kind of like cashier area here. And then I'm going to grab myself a flower pot. I'm just going to place 1 on each end, like so. And then I'm also going to grab a cornflower. I'm just going to put 1 in each flower pot. Just for a nice bit of kind of like extra decoration. So next up, let's decorate the storage area here. So firstly, I'm just going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab to begin with. From this point, I'm going to place 4 going across. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to go up by 1, 2 blocks. Then placing another 4 slabs on each side. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some chipped oak wood, because to me these look like little boxes. I'm just going to place 4 on the bottom on this side, 4 on the bottom on the right, and going back to the left, I'm going to place 1 here, 1 to the right of it, 2 going up, 1 on the side, and then 1, and then 2 going up as well, just to stagger these boxes. And on the other side, let's place 1, 2, 3, 4, like so, and add another 1 on top. And then it is a little bit dark in here, so let's grab ourselves a lantern and let's place 1 just in the middle there for a nice bit of light. Now it's time for the exciting part where we get to stock up this store with loads of lovely stuff. So first up, I'm just going to grab myself an item frame to begin with. And I'm just going to firstly place 4 item frames just on this little bit here. And just do the same thing on the other side. And in all these item frames, we're going to add some nice jewellery and some watches and stuff. So for some nice earrings, I'm going to grab myself some gold and iron nuggets. And then for some watches, I'm going to grab myself a clock and a compass here. So firstly, if we just start on the left hand side, I'm just going to add a gold nugget there. Just flip it so it's like that. Let's also add an iron one. I'll give us some nice earrings. Then let's also add in our compass and the clock, just like so. And I'm just going to mirror that on the other side. So, clock in, also the compass, and then iron nugget, and then a gold one. Just like so. And the next up, let's add some shoes into this store. So again, with the item frames, starting on the left-hand side, I'm going to place 4 item frames going across like this. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. Just like so. And then, for the first lot of shoes on this side, I'm going to grab myself some netherite boots and some iron boots. And then with these boots, I'm just going to place, firstly, 2 netherite boots, just there. Followed by 2 iron boots. And then just going to the other side, I'm going to place 2 iron boots here. And then this time I'm also going to grab myself some gold boots. And let's place 2 just there like so. Next up I'm going to add some nice bag designs. So for these, I'm just going to grab myself some shulker boxes. Firstly I'm going to grab myself a white one, a light grey one, a brown one, and a light blue one. So on this side, I'm just going to place all of these next to each other on this top shelf here. And then for some more bags, I'm going to grab myself a yellow shulker box, a white one, a lime one, and a purple one. Just like so. I'm just going to place these next to each other, just there. So next up, all we've got to do now is add in all of the different clothing. So firstly, let's start on the left-hand side to begin with. So for this little section here, I am going to grab myself 5 leather pants. And then I'm going to grab myself 2 black dye, 2 blue dye, and then 1 red dye. Also going to need a crafting table in the process. So inside, I'm just going to dye each bit of pants, each of the colours that we've selected. Let's get these all dyed. Just like so here. And then let's just place all of these different trousers on these stands here. Just like so. And next up, moving to the back, I'm going to grab myself 8 leather tunics here. And then I'm also going to grab myself loads of different dye. So I'm going to need some black dye, some grey dye, some white dye, some brown dye, some light grey dye, some red dye, some blue dye, and some yellow dye. And let's also grab ourselves another crafting table. And then again, I'm just going to dye each of these bits of armour with all of these different colours here. And as you see, that'll give us some nice different coloured t-shirts here. And then let's just place all of these on these stands. Just like so. And see, that'll give us a nice lovely range of t-shirts. And the next up, let's add some clothes to the other section of the store here. So again, I'm this time going to grab myself some more trousers. So let's grab some more pants here. Let's get 5 leather pants. And then this time, let's grab myself 2 black dye, 2 white dye, and then 1 purple dye. Just like so. Let's also grab myself a crafting table. And then inside, I'm just going to dye all of these pants again. So let's make 1 black and another. And let's make 2 white. And let's make 1 purple. And then let's just place all of these trousers on these stands again. Just like so. And the next up, for these next bits of clothing, I'm going to grab myself, firstly, some iron and gold armour. Just going to place 1, 2 just here. And let's add some other colours to the mix here. So let's grab myself some more leather tunics. I'm going to need another 6 of those. And then I'm also going to need 1 white dye, 1 red dye, 1 purple dye, 1 line dye, 1 black dye, and 1 pink dye. And then I'm also going to get myself another crafting table, of course. And then let's dye each of these tunics, all these different colours here, just like so. And then let's just add all of these bits of clothing onto these armor stands just here. So that's the store nearly done. The last thing we need to do is decorate all of these different mannequins for the front display here. So for the first lot of mannequins, which is going to be on this side just over here, firstly I'm going to grab myself a leather tunic and pants. I'm going to grab myself 2 bits of purple dye. And then I'm going to grab myself a crafting table, like so. If we just dye both of these purple, and then if we just add this to this armor stand here, that'll give us a nice kind of like dress design, just like so. And then moving on to this other armor stand here. For this, I'm just going to grab myself 1 more leather pants just here. I'm also going to grab myself some white dye. And then I'm also going to grab myself a gold chest plate. It's going to look like some sort of like sparkly top or something like that. So let's just place the gold chest plate there. And then let's grab a crafting table as well. Just dye these pants white. And let's add them for some nice trousers like so. So that'll give us our first 2 displays there. And I'm moving to the other side. Let's grab some more leather armor here. So let's grab 2 tunics and 2 pairs of trousers. And I'm also going to need 1 white dye, 1 blue dye, 1 black and 1 red. Let's also grab a crafting table as well. So firstly, I'm just going to dye 1 leather tunic in white and then another one in red. And then the trousers, 1 blue and then 1 black, just like so. And then starting on this armor stand, I'm going to add the black and the red there. And then on this other one, I'm going to add the blue and the white, just like so. And that'll complete all the different clothing displays. As you see, as you go outside, it's quite nice just to view them from the outside here through the window. But yeah, with all of the clothing put in the store, that is the Gucci store all complete. So I really hope that you did enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you are pleased with the final result. And make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new tutorials coming up. But yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching and have a good day.